Hey Legrand Live, it's freezing cold outside, so cuddle up around your computer or your phone screen and watch this, your weekly Newsish Roundup, brought to you by Grande Hospital, Direct Music Source, and Northwest Furniture and Mattress. You know, back in the day, and this is just a personal observation, big businesses often cared a lot about social projects. I recently read a billboard at the Columbia Gorge Hotel about a timber tycoon who donated millions of dollars to make the Columbia River Highway a reality. But it seems to me that these days, businesses and social projects don't seem to be on as good of terms. Social services like roads, schools, and libraries are instead largely taken care of by the state. But recently, according to the Observer newspaper, Barreto Manufacturing, a local multi-million-dollar company, stepped up to the plate for the new high school career technical education building being added to the Legrand High School. The tech education building is a big honking complex being added to the high school in which kids are going to be able to study trades like welding, drafting, and construction. Barreto Manufacturing is a local multi-million-dollar company that manufactures landscaping equipment that has their headquarters right here in the Grand Valley. And over the break, they actually opened up their doors, facilities, and personnel to the kids to use to construct welding booths for this new building free of cost. They also got materials donated for the booths from companies in Eugene to Idaho. The result? A bunch of high school kids with life skills in their belts, a reduction of the high school's budget from about $16,000 to $4,500, and I hope a small step in returning bigger businesses into a genial relationship with local public education providers. Now this, our title story, was brought to you by, first, the Observer newspaper, who published it, minus the opinions, in their Wednesday paper. And second, by Direct Music Source. Direct Music Source is a positively quaint little music store in the Strip in the Grand, owned by Margaret and Tony. Head there if you need lessons, parts, or just a good conversation about all things musical. Now, it's not often that I get an opportunity to sit down with big stars and chat about, well, anything on Coffee with Will. I'm a bit goofy and awkward, and I think that the peace lily reminds them too much of Between Two Ferns. But that's exactly what happened last week. I got a one-time red-hot shot at an interview with a small-town star who probably has more followers on Facebook than I have dollars in my bank account. It's not true, I checked, but not by much, I'm sorry to say. Nicole Lewis grew up in Legrand. She's the daughter of Susan Lewis, a close friend of mine, and she recently moved to Nashville to get serious about her music and her writing. And over Christmas break, she came in and did 3 songs with us, including a new song she recently wrote called Cuddle Up, a song perfect for all you lovebirds sick to death of being out in the snow.
Snow, let's cuddle up and watch it snow. No other place we gotta go. Let's cuddle up and watch it snow. Glow, your eyes, they twinkle in the glow of the fire burning low. Let's cuddle up and watch it snow.
Nicole and I talked about many things in our interview, including writing, a shared passion of ours. Currently, Nicole writes country and western music, a genre that is well known for its simple and plain-spoken lyrics. But, she said, writing simple is anything but. Writing things tersely and not wasting words is a discipline, she said, and that she's learning more about in Nashville. So you write with people. How is it writing with people collaboratively?
It's great. I write by myself too, but the nice thing about writing with people, I mean, for one, you get their ideas also, but you set an appointment and you're like there at 10 and you're going to write at 10. Whereas if I'm writing by myself, I'm like...
I could wake up and have a cup of coffee, I could watch some YouTube videos, go for a jog.
I don't have any ideas.
5 p.m. Oh, I didn't write today. Oh, well, I'll get to it tomorrow.
That's it. That's it. So in Nashville, it's like we have a 10 o'clock and we have a 2 o'clock, and we're going to write a song and hopefully finish it.
Like I said, it's not often I get the opportunity to sit down with a quality musician and pick their brains, especially one of the caliber of Nicole Lewis. Now, the rest of this interview is available on our website and our Facebook page, as are the 3 songs she performed for us. A new art gallery is opening up at Art Center East, according to Go magazine. Hiroko Cannon paints local wildlife from the Plateau region near her home in Pendleton. Her show will be open January 6th at 6 p.m. for the reception and will remain open until February 24th. And speaking of skiing, Anthony Lakes is having a free Nordic skiing and snowshoeing day this Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also, Lonnie the Eclectic Cowboy is playing next Thursday night at 6 p.m. at local Harvest Eatery. Lonnie, I've met him before, is a small-town cowboy boot-wearing Mormon whose gig is writing and reading cowboy poetry, and some of it is dang tootin' good.
Out through the rimrock and juniper tree, growing up wild in the old Hawaii. There's some folks just can't see the beauty around. They crave the bright lights of buildings and towns. Call rimrock and sagebrush ugly and waste, never seeing the beauty God put in that place.
In sports, the Legrand Tigers cooked it this weekend in the SCTC Holiday Classic, taking two against Staten, 55-40, and Amity, 62-45. That puts them at 9-0, entering into this weekend's league game against Baker. And this week, we here at Legrand Alive got a chance to talk to them about the upcoming season.
I feel like we didn't do so well last year because, we were young and we hadn't really played together as that group on the varsity floor. So, all of us thought it would just come to us.
We just had a rough season, and then we finally just turned it around. We started having more fun playing basketball. We played together. We just came out firing, playing as just a unit. Every person just came out and played to their full potential, and we kind of redeemed ourselves for like a poor season and kind of pushed ourselves into this season.
Last year we finished 10-10, and I thought that the peak of our season was definitely towards the end. We defeated Valley Catholic out of the Beaverton area, which was a huge confidence booster for the boys.
I thought it was just a great win for us. It was great for everybody. Mostly our team, the coaches, the parents.
We're moving in the right direction. Definitely bodes well for our confidence. Hopefully we can use some of that momentum and continue it on, especially with Baker this Friday. That's going to be a big league opener.
It's a pretty good rivalry. Last year, they got the best of us in every game. In one game, we kind of brought it together and actually played like how we normally do. We just had a rough season against them.
Proudest moment for me is just seeing the kids together, having a good time, because I think a lot of the times, success is measured on wins and losses, and that's so not the case. I don't want to overlook the fact that I'm really going to miss these group of seniors, with the juniors coming through. These are a really good group of kids right now.
We're going to try and set just a precedent for the rest of the season. Just going out there, working hard. We believe that we're the best team in the GOL, and we just want to show, we just want to show them. Like, we know it'll be a good game, rivalry games always are, but we just want to show that we're competitors and we're in to win this year.
Now their first league game is tomorrow against Baker City at Baker City, leading off the season with their big rivalry against the Dogs from across the hill. In other boys basketball news, Elgin went 1-1 this weekend, beating Cove 42-33 at the Legrand Optimist tourney. But they couldn't keep it up. Powder Valley stomped them 29-49 the following day. Union boys also split their weekend, beating Baker JV 52-33, but losing to Imbler 34-52 the following day. And Union wasn't the only team Imbler beat this weekend. The day before, they cruised by Legrand JV 48-33 at the Optimist tournament, putting them 1 up, 1 down overall for the weekend. In ladies basketball, if the Legrand boys dunked, the ladies sunk. The Lady Tigers lost both of their games by pretty large margins this weekend. First versus Malala, 39-75, and then versus Hermiston, 25-53. The Union ladies did slightly better, winning 1, losing 1. Their win against Wallowa 43-28 and their loss against Cove by a hair of 37-40. So Legrand 1-0, Union 1-1, but the Imler girls took 2. They won both their games against Elgin and Powder Valley this weekend, beating Elgin by a double-up score of 60-30 and Powder Valley by a smaller margin, but still quite the margin nonetheless, 40-25. Now let's jump up to EOU for their first games of 2017. The men's basketball team picked up twin wins against Northwest University and Evergreen State. They beat Northwest 92-71 and then Evergreen State with the ever so slightest of margins, 98-92. And the ladies were right there with them. The Lady Mountaineers took the same team, same result, Northwest 67-66 and Evergreen State 70-38. Both men's and women's teams will play against Warner Pacific and Multnomah this weekend, 5:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday respectively, at home in Quinn Coliseum. And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, and Direct Music Source. Please like and share this video and tune into Legrand Live for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.